When I was around 10, my dad was trying to learn how to be one of the guys. He didn't naturally follow sports, but as a cab driver, he wanted to talk a good game with his customers. So he'd lie on the couch, turn on a football game, and promptly fall asleep. My siblings and I would switch it to cartoons. Eventually, he'd stir and mumble, "I was watching that," and we'd switch it back. Then he'd fall asleep again and repeat. At some point, he decided being one of the guys meant learning to hunt. So he borrowed a rifle and took his oldest son, me, on a hunting trip in the woods nearby. We crept around, trying to be quiet. We actually saw a couple of deer. My dad took a shot, missed, and they bolted. He tried again later, same result. Thankfully, there was no harm to the deer, because how were a 10-year-old and an out-of-shape 40-year-old supposed to drag a 200-pound animal out of the forest? This wasn't hunting, it was cosplay with live ammunition. But at the time, I loved it. It was dad-son bonding. I felt special. Until we got back to the car. Exhausted, I slid into the passenger seat. My dad stood outside on the driver's side, trying to unload the rifle. The door was open. He was facing into the car. The barrel of the rifle was inside, waving around as he struggled with the mechanism. I watched it track back and forth across my chest. "Damn thing," he said. "Seems to be stuck." He fumbled with it harder. The barrel jumped. I remember thinking, the gun fired. Everything froze. The sound. The world. The bullet punched through the floor of the car, a few inches behind me. A pressure wave burst in my ears. I couldn't hear anything except the ringing. I flung the door open and tumbled out, rolling on the gravel, hands clamped to my ears. People in the parking lot ran toward me, shouting, but they were silent in my world. My father had almost killed me. I was his son. Even at 10, I knew his job was to protect me. I never spoke to him about it. And I didn't realize how much this event impacted me, not then. But something almost invisible changed between us. Years later, we were living near Bellevue, Washington. I was in high school. My father decided he wanted a handgun. He brought my sister with him to buy one. Afterward, they went to a range to try it out. I was jealous. He kept the gun in a box on the nightstand next to his bed. Around that time, I'd been selling roses on Valentine's Day. It was my best year yet. I cleared $300. I was proud. A few days later, we were eating dinner when my sister said, "Weird thing. I came home and found the dog locked in my room. No idea how that happened." Then my mom mentioned something was missing. My brain clicked. I ran down to my room. The cash from Valentine's Day was gone. "We've been robbed," I told them. We started looking around. The handgun was gone too. If any of us had come home while they were still there, my father had just armed the intruders. The police came and took a statement. We filled out an inventory. A month later, the police called back. They'd found the thieves, and our gun was the thing that sealed the deal. It positively identified them. Without that gun, they might not have been caught. Eventually, I left home and barely spoke to my father for decades. He died last year. And to my surprise, that hunting trip that I hadn't thought about in decades came roaring back from my subconscious. For 3 nights in a row, I dreamed over and over of the rifle firing, of the car, of rolling around with that sound in my head. I didn't go to his funeral.